So let us see what all we have studied. The first thing we have seen is the interest rate policy tools available to the central bank, and we have seen that the policy tools that are available to the central bank are discount rates, okay, open market operation, bank reserve requirement. Note that the discount rate and open bank reserve requirements, they are not that frequent. Okay, so the discount rate and open market operation bank reserve requirement are not frequent, but open market operation is the most important one. This is what they follow mostly. Then the yield curve and the various shapes of yield curve. Please note that you have the normal yield curve is the upward sloping. Okay, however, you can get different type of yield curve: downward sloping, flat, humped, U-shaped, zigzag shaped, whatever shape you can get. And then there are three theories associated with it. All these yield curves, you get the three theories associated. One is the pure expectation theory. Okay, the pure expectation theories, they say that the interest rates are there because people are expecting that way. Liquidity preference theory, you add a premium for the maturity for each of the rate. And then market segmentation, we say that the rates are decided by the demand and supply, right? Then you have spot rate. Spot rate is the current rate that you will get for a particular time period, right? Then they're asking you to give all this absolute yield spread, etc., right? So we have seen that absolute yield spread, nominal is or nominal yield spread, relative yield spread, and the yield ratio, right? So we have seen all of this. Please note that you have to remember the formula. Absolute yield spread is just the difference between the yield on a higher bond and yield on lower. Relative yield spread is getting a ratio of the spread and the benchmark yield. Yield ratio is the ratio of the bond yield and the benchmark yield, and we have derived this that yield ratio can also be 1 plus relative yield spread. In examination, they may give you yield ratio and they can ask you to compute the relative yield spread, right? So you should be able to apply each of these three formulas and can do a combination of problems over here, right? Then the next LOS, they are asking about the credit spread. So what is the credit spread and the impact? So credit spread is actually a compensation for the credit risk, okay, or the default risk. Okay, in case of good economy, we see that the credit spread is reducing, and in case of bad economy, the credit spread it increases. Okay, then the callable bond has higher yield spread, putable bond have lower yield spread, because callable bond benefits the issuer, so you want a higher return. Okay, then liquidity, higher the liquidity, you have lower spread. Okay, more the issue size, you have lower spread. Okay, then you have after tax yield. After tax yield is given as taxable yield into 1 minus marginal tax rate. Okay, tax equivalent yield is given as your tax free rate or yield divided by 1 minus marginal tax rate. Make sure that you solve these two problems, right? Then they're asking you the importance of LIBOR. Define LIBOR. LIBOR is the rate published by the British Banker Association. They publish it daily for certain maturities and in different currencies. Okay, this is important for funded investor because their cost of funding is dependent on the LIBOR rate, right? I hope this was useful to you. This was Ratan Gupta from Knowledge Varsity. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.